Here in the midst of the spring calving season, we're only just a few weeks away from the beginning of the spring breeding season. That means to me that it's time to visit with our local veterinarian about scheduling breeding soundness exams for our bulls that we're going to use this spring. A good breeding soundness exam should have at least 4 pretty distinct parts. Number 1 will be a total physical appearance of the bull. Such things as body condition. He should be in a bloomy condition at the start of the breeding season, about a 6 on our 1 through 9 body condition scoring scale. Certainly the bull should be healthy in terms of free of disease, his eyes clear, the mouth is sound, feet and legs, of course, very, very important, that he can travel well. Also, then a second part of that breeding soundness exam is what we call the external exam of the reproductive tract. And the veterinarian will check to see if there's any particular malfunctions of the reproductive tract that need to be corrected at that particular time, as well as take the scrotal circumference of the bull. These are extremely important in the case of young bulls because that could give us an indication of whether the bull still needs some time to reach puberty. Then there will be an internal exam of the reproductive tract to look to see if any of the secondary sex glands perhaps have some inflammation or some problems that could make it less desirable in terms of that bull's ability to actually produce fertile semen. The fourth part of the breeding soundness exam is the one that most producers are most aware of, and that's the semen evaluation underneath a microscope. The veterinarian will look to see what percentage of the cells are moving forward, and that's will be a term called motility. Also, they will stain some of the cells, freeze them in place for a chance to look to see what the percentage of abnormal and the percentage of normal cells would be in that microscope field. And certainly we expect 30% or less to be abnormal. Well, if any of these things do not meet minimum standards, then the veterinarian will probably list the bull as classified deferred, which means that especially in the case of young bulls, that we need to retest him several weeks later. And chances are that whatever problem showed up in the first breeding soundness exam will be corrected when they check him the second time. Now, in the case of a more mature bull, if there's several serious defects that are found in that breeding soundness exam, the veterinarian may consider that bull unsatisfactory and tell you, quite frankly, it's not a good bet to turn him out with cows. You need to go find a replacement. Some cases, a bull that does not pass the breeding soundness exam the first time, when they're checked the second time, then has the same problem again and would be then classified as unsatisfactory. And of course, the third category is the one that we hope to achieve, and that's where he passes all of the minimum standards on the breeding soundness exam, and he's classified as satisfactory, and we expect him to do his job. I would encourage you to go ahead and have breeding soundness exams done at least about 30 days prior to the breeding season, so that if you have some bulls that are unsatisfactory or you're concerned about whether they're capable of getting a lot of cows bred, that you have a chance to go and buy a bull from a neighboring purebred producer or attend one of the production sales and purchase a bull that can go in and do the job that you need to have done. Certainly, this is the time to have these bulls checked so that you have time to make replacements and have a successful outcome this breeding season. We look forward to visiting with you again next week on Sunup's Cow Calf Corner.